out, okay? 600, fantastic. So
I'm on screen. I'm demonstrating an exercise.
excellent. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Are we live yet?
Yes, we should be live yet. We should be
It
live.
is showing
I hope it is live.
No,
The Namaskar tune is done.
Yeah, no, just a second, you know. Anil, can you do it from your end? Let me kill it.
I don't see.
Okay, while you guys are figuring it out, you all heard the Namaskar tune, so we'll try to optimize that next time. It's a great tune. It actually perhaps dates me a little bit.
I have made you the host.
So while they're working out the logistics, thank you all for joining. We have another full gallery out here. We have, who all do we have here? We have, how many people, first of all? Let us count. We have about 9 people here. Nice. Excellent. Thank you all for coming. Just as we get things situated, it takes a couple of minutes out here. A couple of things. There's a chat bar. I'm thinking of food before I think of anything. There's a chat bar at the bottom of your Zoom screen there. Please feel free, open it up, give your comments. Make sure to put your email address and contact phone number if possible, so that if we are promoting, if you're sending out an email to the group or something like that, we have, between Anshuman, Anil, and I, we have a list of who has attended. So if you don't mind just putting it in there, not a requirement, not comfortable, don't have to do it. Also, you can, so there are 2 features in that chat thing. There's a public chat and there's a private chat. If one of us are going kind of even keel or off keel a little bit, send me a note, send me a private note, and I will more than try to bring it back or something like that. And feel free to give thumbs ups and thumbs downs and whatever it is. So it's a interactive session out here. The idea of this Gupshup is just to get the community together. Nothing very formal, nothing very bookish. It is an informal community gathering as we are all in this unique COVID tied down in house situation. We get to see each other, right? So that said, what I want to do is very quickly go around the table. We want to do this very, very fast, guys. Okay, so
yes, I'm having sangria.
Oh, nice, very cool, man. I wish there was, this is a second time, Balaji. Yesterday we were having a Zoom party with my niece, and they were eating a cake. Wouldn't it be very nice to have a 3D printing kind of a machine that I can broadcast? Hey, pour something into somebody's glass, and all of you have glasses of wine, right? So it would be awesome.
Sounds like you've watched Star Trek before.
Hey, I'm a Trekkie man. So very quickly, let's go around the room. Anil, you want to start with you so that we'll start, Anil and then Anshuman, and then name, where are you calling in from, very quickly, so that we all know who you are.
Actually, there is a new person in the group.
Absolutely. So all of us, we'll go all around.
Go with Anisha.
I think, go for it. Yeah.
Hey.
Introduce yourself. And
Anisha, we can't see you.
I don't know why my camera's not working. Hey,
okay, on the bottom left, you got a video. You have to uncheck.
Okay, I'll do me a favor. If you can figure that out very quickly, do that, please. Okay, while she figures it out, we'll go to the rest of the panel out here. Anshuman, start with you, man, right now. And very quickly, Anshuman, we'll go around the gallery. Where are you calling in from?
Great. Okay, Anshuman Sinha calling in from Cerritos, California. This is our 4th day of Gupshup and loving it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anil?
Hey guys, I'm calling from Cerritos, California.
Awesome.
My day is amazing. Thanks for connecting. It's like a ritual now, every day at 6 p.m. to see all of you guys. Okay, thank you.
I'm getting used to it, right? Mo, you're next on that list out there.
Thank you, Ravi. Good to see everyone. My name is Mo. I'm joining you guys from Irvine, California. And I, like Anshuman and Anil and you, have gotten used to this. So I'm glad that we're doing this every day. It's become part of my new routine. And, you know, if I don't see you guys, if I don't see Anshuman or Anil or Ravi, if I don't see your faces, I'm gonna not feel well. So we gotta keep this up because I've gotten used to you guys.
Hey, we will keep this up, but make sure you're keeping well, okay? Considering COVID and stuff like that, we don't want to even think about not feeling well right now. Okay, so don't even go there. Not even a joke. Zena is next on my list.
Hi, Zena from Ladera Ranch, California, posture therapist. Yeah, I'm here.
Gunjan, I love the Amazon hat.
Yeah, I will. I'll find my UCLA hat and my USC hat as well one day. But I'm calling in from Malibu, and a little factoid that all of you should know about me, that Smita and I, my wife Smita and I, attended the very second TiE Southern California meeting back in 1997. We could not attend the first one, but we had a very good excuse because our daughter was born the day before that. So I know exactly how long I've been involved with TiE. I just have to look at my daughter, who is now, taller than me. So thank you guys for having me.
Very nice. And thank you very much for joining up. We are looking forward to the book review session. I have your book here. We're looking forward to a good discussion on books. Next, Balaji, and then Neeta, and then Anisha.
Okay, this is Balaji Rao. I'm from Irvine, California. For a change, I finished my walk early today so that I can come and play some dolak. Welcome to all, and I think like Mo mentioned, this is a good forum. I'm enjoying this because every day we speak different topics, which is good.
Thank you, and we are looking forward to, people are so talented, right? I mean, people are learning, people are talented. This is a place where we can at least show what's going on. So I'm looking forward to it. We are going to close out with Balaji's tabla today, okay? And give him a like on our chat, on our little chat screen out there.
No, it's a dolak. Okay,
sorry, dolak. I keep calling it a tabla. It's a difference, and we'll learn about that during our segment. Looking forward to that. Okay.
I have tabla also, but I gave it to someone here.
Nika, you're next. Unmute your phone, unmute your mic before, and introduce yourself. Where are you calling from? Where are you talking in from?
Hi, is it my turn? Hi.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, nice to see all of your faces. I miss you guys. I'm dialing in from Riverside, and I've been with TiE for several years, and really excited about this year working under Anshuman. And I look forward to this crisis being over so we can all connect in person.
Me too. Absolutely. Yes. We're looking forward to a glass of wine, all of us together in person, right? So
yes.
That'll be awesome. Anisha, welcome to the team. Welcome to the group. It's so good to see you. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Anisha. I just started with TiE not too long ago. I'm kind of figuring my way out still, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you for letting me be a part of you guys' group. I'm calling in from Arizona temporarily. And yeah, I'm just excited to hear what's on this call and what's going to happen.
Arizona, good quarterback out there. Cool, awesome. Hopefully the weather is good. Welcome, you're always welcome. It's an open kind of a format, so chime in any.
Thank you.
Manmohan Chopra is next. Thank you very much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're calling from.
I'm from Porter Ranch, California, and I'm a small businessman. Few people know me here, like Anil, Anshuman, and Gunjan, I believe, and Balaji. So basically, I'm a small businessman, and also I'll come to that when the book section comes. I wrote a book a few years back, and working on a water harvesting project. And I spoke to Anshuman a little bit about it, and Anshuman is getting there now. Probably I've sent this thing for for a patent yesterday for my whole thing. So once it goes through, then I'll be going to India probably to do the prototype and the pilot project in a few months.
Very cool. That sounds very cool. Can't
Thank
wait.
you, Manoj,
I'm
for
telling
joining
you,
us.
I've been thinking about doing a session on sustainability. So hopefully we can listen about that too. We'd love to hear about it. Congratulations on filing a patent, and we are looking forward to talking to you about your book too. So thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you'll be a regular. This is every day from 6 to 6:30. That 6:30 merges on to 7 Desi time, but that's okay, right? So thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. Pankaj, what happened to your camera, man?
Oh, sorry, I thought I had it on. Here we go. It should be on now.
Pankaj, there you go. Introduce yourself very quickly, Pankaj, and then we're going to get ready for some exercise.
Hey guys, Pankaj
You're the last person
Dale,
keeping us some
California.
exercise here.
How's that?
Go ahead, Pankaj.
Oh, you missed it. Hey guys, Pankaj Dayal, Bondale, California. How's that?
Awesome. That was fantastic. Now we have to exercise. That's awesome. Hey, listen, thank you so much. This is brilliant, right? Good to see all of you guys online. We started this yesterday. My shoulders are much more easy now, right? We have Zina from, Zina, remind me, vertical aligned, right? Tell me.
Vertical line.
Correct.
It's all one word, vertical line.
There you go. We're gonna have her regularly to tell us, since we're all sitting at tables, couches. My wife is on a couch all the time. What to do, right? Hey, how do we kind of be in shape? It's all yours, Zina. You have 3 minutes. I'm looking for a nice, cool name for this segment, but I'm now calling it Zina's 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna get you guys moving. Just one quick stretch for you for the lower body. So we're gonna do a calf stretch, but I wanna just quickly point out why the calf stretch is important. So our calves are muscles in our bodies that support the rest of the body. So if they're really tight, we tend to turn our feet out when we walk. And when we turn our feet out when we walk, then we don't use our hip muscles properly. When we don't use our hip muscles properly, then they don't support our upper back, and it ends up rounding us or giving us more poor posture. So it's really a chain that goes from the bottom all the way up. So stretching the calves is really important, and it's super simple. I'm gonna quickly describe it and then demonstrate behind me, which will pull me a little bit away from the microphone. But you're gonna be standing in front of your desk. You're gonna place your hands on the desk just for support. You're gonna have one leg behind you and one leg in front of you. And when you do that, I really wanna make sure your feet are facing forward. Okay, so you're gonna look down and make sure you're not turning out. If you've got shoes on, especially ladies, if you have heels on, take them off. And then if you have shoes on, that's fine, but as long as it's not a big heel. Otherwise, you're not gonna get as much of a stretch. So toes facing forward. We're gonna have one leg back and one leg forward. Make sure again the toes are forward, and you're just gonna lean onto your desk here with your hands. You can pull your shoulder blades together behind you if you want to, but go ahead and bring 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, wherever you are. If I can see you when you're not standing, you're not doing it. You know who you are. Go ahead and give it a try. It's not gonna hurt you, it's only gonna benefit you. So usually we hold these for about 30 seconds to a minute on each side. So if you're standing there and you've got one leg back, try not to lean forward with the body too much. You wanna try to have a nice straight line from the back of the leg to the shoulder. So I'm not leaning forward this way. I've got a straight line from my heel to my shoulder. Okay, so you probably did about 30 seconds one side. Go ahead and switch legs.
So you're stretching the back of the leg, which is straight.
The back of the leg, the calf. The back of the leg right here.
So the back of the leg that's straight.
Correct. The back of the leg that's straight and back.
Yeah, it is.
The back of the leg that's straight and back. Beautiful. If you haven't switched sides right now, go ahead and switch sides. Again, make sure the toes are facing forward. Also make sure both hips are facing forward. Beautiful. Try to keep that back heel down. And then just breathe. Take some nice deep breaths. And then if you can, think about rolling your shoulders back. That also helps too. It can't hurt you to do a couple shoulder rolls in this position. And that's it for today. So there you go. A quick little calf stretch, one leg on each side. Again, if you have the time, a minute on each side would be beneficial because you'll get a really nice stretch there. Thank you for participating.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Hey, my calf is much looser now.
That's I have a book if you want me to launch into it.
Absolutely. Next time. In our book segment, we'll talk about it. Okay. We'll have everybody talk about their books. Okay. we're looking forward to that. So thank you. Awesome. We get us stretching, and this is awesome. I need a clap kind of audio thing in the back. I'm trying to figure out my audio stuff. Slowly, I'll have that. You guys missed the namaskar. We'll have it again next time, right? So you're welcome. Thank you, Zina. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. We'll get you back on Monday. So next on the show. So what I wanted was a couple of minutes out here to outline community achievements, right? So I was thinking, hey, listen, you guys want to talk about something that has happened, your personal achievements over the past few months. Mr. Chopra just told us about his patent. Congratulations. Anything, very quickly tell us about the patent if you want again, just once again, and anybody else has a brief statement, add it up. I want to, from next time, please list it out so that I can list it out and I can speak through it. But please go ahead and talk to us about your patent very briefly. I just want just 2 minutes about community achievements and recognitions.
Sure. I've been working on, I wanted to do something about water harvesting, rainwater harvesting. And I've been researching a lot of stuff on the internet, and I went to Beed, Maharashtra last year to see the problems with farmers and all that. So I connected with one person over there, the activist over there. So that kind of started me on this whole thing. And finally, so I was working on something which I did not see the way if water can be harvested in a certain way, the rainwater runoff. So it's not being done anywhere in the world. So I've researched a lot of countries, websites, and all that stuff. So, but there was a little hitch in that. So, and that about 2 weeks back, I overcome that. So this is the final thing where the problem was coming. So after that, I drew the patent and drew the whole proposal. So I sent it out yesterday to an agent to do this. And soon I'm going to do this in India also. I spoke to the one IP attorney over there. So, and about this, last year I went to Ahmedabad and I spoke to the Joint Secretary Waterworks over there and in the Central Waterworks Department in New Delhi. And when they listened to that, I gave them a little brief about it, how this can be done. And they said, yes, they haven't heard anything about it, that this can be achieved in a very big way. The water can be harvested in a very big way in this kind of thing. So once, but I will know the final thing once I go. I was supposed to go to India like in May, but with this COVID situation, I had to cancel and postpone it. So maybe in about a couple of months, once everything is settled down, I'm going to work on my pilot.
Perfect. Was that a design patent or what?
Yeah, I've got the design patent and the idea patent. I have sent that so that I can work on that, the whole thing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Congratulations. That's an awesome thing. Anybody else? Any very quick achievements? Something that you would like everybody to recognize? Any recognitions?
I won't tell it as an achievement because they're similar to Zoom meetings. Kannada Association, they're doing a Zoom meeting every other day with different experts. So I spoke to them here last Tuesday after our meeting. They do that meeting every day at 9 o'clock. So one day some insurance guy spoke. In fact, next week somebody is speaking on estate planning investment. And now I'm going to speak tomorrow. The Kannada Association for all over the US, they call it Navika. So I'm going to speak with them tomorrow at 6:30. There's a doctor speaking on COVID. I think maybe Neeta may know, Kavita Kotrappa is speaking on half an hour. Then I'm going to speak half an hour tomorrow.
Is that
so
the public biology?
Yes, go to speak on the Kannada, all US Kannada forum?
Tomorrow, all US Kannada forum. So they're doing, how they're doing, what they're doing tomorrow. The one they do whole US, they do it once a week. So tomorrow, Dr. Kavita will speak on COVID. Then I'm speaking something about current market, whatever. Then they have got a comedian from India speaking for comedy show for half an hour. Then last half an hour, somebody doing some music.
Brilliant.
So it is a 2-hour program tomorrow.
That's nice.
They do it once a week, but in the local Kannada, Orange County or area, they do it every other day at 9 o'clock.
Brilliant, brilliant. So what I'm thinking is, as we go forward, as I get my agenda cleaned up and stuff like that moving forward, please list these things, email them to me so that I can just call them out in future, right? We have 3 birthdays, achievements and stuff like that. I just had 2 minutes for that. So I appreciate that input, and good luck to both of you. Patent and Talking All US, that is so awesome. So good stuff. The next segment, okay, this is called, so what one of the focuses of this, and we have 3 authors already here, is what I call a TiE SoCal book club, right? I'm still looking for good words, but I thought, hey, listen, that's a good segment out here, right? Let us talk about books. And it all started today morning, right? Anshuman sent out on the WhatsApp group for TiE SoCal members the books that he was looking at reading over April. First of all, there's a lot of books. Okay, I'm a slow reader. But I thought, hey, listen, why not add that? Immediately, I thought about Gunjan's book, which is my favorite. By the way, I keep reading it every once in a while. It is actually autographed by him too. When he did the presentation and launched it, and we'll talk about that. And so I said, hey, listen, why not we bring in authors from the community, talk about their books. And so I said, calling all authors, let us recognize the people who write books, what it is about, learn about your books. So I want you guys to tell us about your book, and also finally a few minutes perhaps of the process of writing your book, right? I think it's a great achievement, guys. You guys have a book in bind, in hardcover. I think that's awesome, right? So that's what the next several minutes are going to be. And so what I have Gunjan, I have Mr. Chopra, I have Mo, who has also written a book. Anybody else who's written books or is considering? I know Zina, you told me about your book too, right? So yeah. So that's awesome, right? So we have many authors. So please jump in. I'll start with Gunjan, then with Mr. Chopra, then we'll go to Zina and Mo, and then all of us, we can all jump in and see what our favorite books are too, right? I have a whole pile of books, which is my favorite, by the way, along with Gunjan's. I have a whole pile of books, which I really love reading, by the way, right? So let us go through that. So Gunjan, we'll start with you, right? If it's okay with you, tell us a little bit about your background in writing, about your book, the books you have written. The mic is yours. Please tell us a little bit about your book.
Thank you so much, Ravi. And it's great to see all of you online here. I feel like I'm part of the community when we do this. There's many things I can say about the book. But first, let me just take a slight segue. I've been watching everybody. And one of the things we've been told is not to touch our faces. And I think more than 50% of you have been touching your face multiple times. And I am probably the worst face toucher of all. And the way I'm dealing with it now is that I sit like this, like the nuns used to say in convent school in India, tie your hands together. And that's the only way I can avoid it. And I highly recommend it if you want to try that, or put your hands in your pockets. Okay, so there's several aspects. First of all, the nature of the book publishing world has changed dramatically in recent years. And so anybody can write a book and self-publish it on Amazon or other platforms. So the value of the book as far as the real world goes is largely dependent upon how much visibility you can get for it. And the visibility is still very much determined, for the most part, for 90% of authors, is really determined by the publisher. I was fortunate that Warner Books approached me. Warner is now called Hachette. The French company bought Warner Books, and my book was published under the Hachette logo. So if you can be with a Simon & Schuster, a Hachette, one of the big names, it is a huge difference to the way the world will perceive your book. And I won't get into how to find an agent and do all of that, because frankly, I didn't go through any of that. They came to me. Okay. for anybody who is in business or who wants to be in a position of authority, what the book achieves is instant credibility. So when people see that you've written a book, and particularly if it was published by a reasonably well-known publisher, there is instant recognition and instant credibility. And for me, that has been extremely valuable. Now, the process of writing a book is, you know, imagine how we are feeling isolated and lonely and alone these days. Well, book writing is about the loneliest task that you can do, because for the most part, you have to bury yourself, isolate yourself from others. And there were days, my book is about 55,000 words. There are days on which I wrote 3,000 words in one day straight. And there are other days where I could write no more than 100 words. But on any day that I was writing something, I was probably not doing very much other than drinking too much coffee. In fact, at the end of the day I submitted my manuscript, I decided that I was going to forego coffee. I had become so dependent on it. And for the next 4 months, I didn't drink any coffee at all. Um, the the way that I wrote my book was to try and be very simple and very concise. The publisher had just gotten a book out about China when they approached me. And they said, just model your book after that. And I said, no, I can't do that. First of all, your China cover is boring. It has red background and a few stars. And I said, give me an interesting cover. So they put an elephant, which was fine. I love elephants. And I have a story about elephants in the preface. But then they put a guy with a laptop on top of the elephant. And I said, okay, now it's funny, it's interesting, it's engaging. And now somebody would want to pick it. Because they didn't want any photographs inside the book. So that was the only photograph I had that they could use. And they found it. I didn't do anything relating to the photograph, and it's not me on the cover. Okay. The content of the book really revolves around imagining an American executive flying to India. Their boss has sent them there. And when they get on the plane, they're given a copy of my book. And by the time they land, they should have some degree of intelligence about how to perceive India. And all of us who are familiar with India, which is most of the audience here, you know that India is all about the grays, not the blacks, not the whites, all about the grays. And that can be very, confusing to the average American who's used to calling a spade, who's used to being very direct and blunt. So in the backdrop of all the book, I tried to give that texture, that it's not really about the rules and laws. It's not about the procedures. You can find attorneys and accountants who will guide you through that, but it's really about understanding the human mind in India and how it is so different from your Indian American physician whom you might know, or your Indian American colleague you might know at work. Okay? So that's really what I tried to convey. Now, since publishing the book, I have continued to do a lot of writing. Some of it was for the Huffington Post. Some of it was for the Harvard Business Review, which is where I try to write once in a while now. And most of the other writing is really for clients that is not public. I can answer any questions if anybody has at this moment. And then Ravi, I do have to sign out fairly soon because I have another call to jump on.
Okay, brilliant. Tell us very quickly, what are the other books that you're planning on writing? Anything in the pipeline planned, Gunjan?
Okay, so great question. I have decided that in terms of writing about my profession and my work, that the best format going forward is short articles and papers, because people can digest and read them much more quickly. The book, I submitted the manuscript complete and ready to go in October. Okay, and they can print it overnight, but that's not what they do. They took 9 months before the book was actually published. And that's typically what the major publishers do, because they need to build a demand for it. So the world is moving too fast to wait 9 months for anything, so things happen. On April 1st, India regulated all medical devices. I wrote an article about it on March 3rd. It got published on March 20th. That's the kind of time frame we need. So my writing largely is devoted to articles and online pieces. If I write a book, it'll probably be more, I think about, what was that movie about the guys in Singapore? What was it called? The movie that came out last year. Um, gosh, help me out. You know, the rich, the
Oh,
rich and
Crazy Asians.
crazy rich Asians, right?
Right.
There's a story waiting to be told about crazy rich Indians.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. I keep thinking
and
about
it has much more sex and intrigue and and mystery and billions and all kinds of things. And maybe one day I'll write that book, and maybe one day it'll become a movie, but not right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gunjan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
For the online publishing, what are some of the good medium? Like, would you recommend LinkedIn Medium, or where people should go?
Right, great question. So LinkedIn is a wonderful medium to be able to communicate with people whom you know. And then it can also, if people start sharing it, you can get the word out to others. So it's something I do routinely. I write short pieces and get them out. Now, if you really want to use it as a serious marketing tool for your business, you need to engage a LinkedIn professional who can guide you to get shares and publicity and so on. That medium has become so popular that when I first wrote my pieces, you would get thousands of views and shares, but so many people have started writing that people just don't have time to read everything. So just be aware of that it has become a little bit diluted as a result. The other media really have to do with your specific specialty. So I have a lot of medical device clients, and I write for medical device online, which none of you may have heard of, but it's very powerful within that segment. I've written for a number of specialized publications in that manner. And for a while, I was writing for Huffington Post, which was the world's largest blog at the time. But since Verizon bought them and all of these things have happened, they've kind of cut back on blogging considerably. So you really have to find where your audience will be if you're writing for work. If you're writing for pleasure, just write where for a publication that you like to read. Medium, or the number of publications from India that might accept your work. It's not a great way to make money, by the way, for online writing. Just to be aware, if anybody's thinking about that. Most of the writing that people do for online publications is not paid for. Okay. The publishers make money, but not the writers.
Thank you, Gunjan. That was fantastic. I love the Amazon hat. I think Amazon writing, Amazon books is the platform to be on also, right? So Kindle books and ebooks are where things are, where the action is, right?
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I know this was last minute, so I appreciate it. So thank you very much. The next person we are going to talk to is Mr. Manmohan Chopra. Manmohan, you had sent me a picture of your book that was very, very interesting. Tell us about your book. What is your book about? Tell us the name of your book, and tell us a little bit more about your whole journey there, please.
Okay, so we come, my age, we come from a certain background, certain things we were told, and certain way we were brought up. So, and I observed people. I was a custom agent in India, and I quit my job and I came here. So I was basically an investigator, and so it builds in, like it builds in you start observing people, how they're behaving, how they so I started when I came here, I started seeing the difference. I had been here before a couple times, but when I finally came here, my business is the way kids used to come and jump on the sofas and on the chairs, and so there was something kind of intrigued me, and then I started. You can call me an accidental writer, basically. It was not like I'm a writer or I come from that background. So I just started writing small snippets, kind of thing. And whenever I some brain wave came to me, 2 o'clock in the night or something, I would get up and go on my computer and start writing something about it. So one day, my oldest son, he got up just to go to the bathroom, and he saw me on the computer. And first thing comes to the mind, what is that doing at 2 in the morning, watching porn or something? So, and I just hit the Word document. I closed it, not closed it, I minimized it. He said, "Dad, what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing, I'm just doing something." He said, "No, Dad, what are you doing?" tell me. He's like, yeah, I'm like, this was a few years back. And so I opened it, and he started reading what I'm writing. So he said, Dad, when did you start writing this whole thing? I said, a few months back. And he started reading, and he said, Dad, why did you write a book on this? This is very interesting that you're writing about parenting. So, and by the way, this is the book. It's called Parenting, Where Are We Going Wrong?
Nice. Yeah, you showed me the cover. That's brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Parenting, Where Are You Going Wrong? Is that the
where are we
available on? Where is it
going wrong?
available?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's a self-published book. Parenting, Where Are We Going Wrong by Manmohan Chopra.
Fantastic.
So what happened then, like I said, I'm like kind of an accidental author, writer. So then I started compiling the book, and I started checking on internet as to about the books on parenting. So wherever I went there, whichever books I saw, there was nothing comprehensive which covered a lot of subjects. So basically, what I didn't want to bore people. I wanted to just write a very small kind of brief about things, touch base on certain things. So my book covers 27 chapters. I would say, well, actually not 27, but 26. It's about education, television and games, how they impact the kids, outdoors, obesity and health, science, technology and electronics, friends, child sex abuse, helping others, counseling, quality time within your family, listening, appreciation, comparison, that don't compare your kids, even your kids. They're all individual. They have individual qualities. Your one kid may be good in academics, another would be sports. And don't even compare between your friends. Like a lot of Indian parents do that, and a lot of us do that. So kind of and teen sex, drugs, being a role model, about the career, money, so values. So I kind of just 2 pages. I covered all in 2 pages. I covered each subject, or 3-4 pages. So this was just through my experience, and I wanted to. This was not, by the way, this was not done for that. I'm gonna make money out of it or something. Just to throw it out as my experience. If something can learn, if even 2 people, 2 or 3 people can learn from the experience, so be it. So, like fortunately, I got some good reviews on that one. It's very small, concise, and it gives information. So that was the whole thing. So, but only thing is that I didn't have, I wouldn't say patience, but like I didn't know how to market it. Although I read about it, so I didn't send like how Gunjan is. He's a prolific writer. He wrote so many books, and he knows which way to go, and he's already done it so many times. So he did the right way. So I just did it myself. I published it through Amazon. And one thing, I spoke to a few writers, and if you see the cover page, my son helped me, and one other professional person, he helped me do this page. I thought this page is going to be very hard-hitting page, but I found out, you find through your mistakes, this was too hard-hitting. So it went into a little negative. So I changed the page to little subtle later. And like it's in pink color, but I still have to republish it. So that's the small story.
Yeah, and I found it online on Kindle.
On Kindle. This is on Kindle. Yes.
Yeah, it's on Kindle. That's beautiful. Yeah, I like the. I'm going to download the summary and take a look at it. That is brilliant. Congratulations. First of all, your son tells you to write the book while you're writing it at night, and you're online now. You're publishing it. Congratulations. That's fantastic. That's awesome. One of the things you guys will all see is the clock on the right says 6:39. I said we end at 6:30. We do creep, so Indian style, there are certain things that are still in me that are genetically Indian. That is, we stretch time, right? 6:30 to me is 7 o'clock. We are going to stretch into 7. So hopefully you guys can still stay. We have been going through till about 7 o'clock. So pardon the elasticity in time there. But this is so interesting, right? We get to hear about this. Are you thinking of writing anything else?
Actually, I wanted to write about, that was my next this thing about family, relationship and divorce, and what happens after divorce, how it impacts kids. But I got into this water project and I just shelved that. I said, this is more important. This is also a very important thing. So I started researching on that. I started devoting more time on that one. So that thing got shelved.
Excellent, excellent. We're hoping you're going to tune in very regularly. You seem to be very fascinating. We'd love to. The idea of this community is to learn about each other, right? So
Right.
please stay online. We are looking forward to, I'm looking forward to downloading that book. And hopefully,
Ravi, not only that, this gives me an idea to start a TiE newsletter, maybe a bi-weekly newsletter kind of a thing, where we give some space to our charter members to write their stories, what they do, where they go, or, some chapters from your book.
Absolutely. I think, thinking about parenting, we don't have kids, but my sister has kids and I always bully my younger sisters. I have 3 nephews, right? I think also that this topic is so dead on. So congratulations, very nice topic. I think we are all training them to think that they're all Kobe, they're all perfect, where they're all humans, right? And I think when you think about it that way and position them that way, that's very much Americana, by the way. You're not thinking about perfection, but you individuality. I think it's a very, very different. You create a very different human being, which is
I'll just take 2 more minutes on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have 2 sons. One is 32 and another one is 27. The first one, he was very good with numbers and all that. So sometimes we just think limited, just tunnel vision. So I said, you can become a good CPA. So why don't you? And he started working on CPA. This was a few years back. And one day we were planning to go to Hawaii. So at that time, and this was his first semester, and he looked very stressed. So my wife called him. He says, "Harsh, what happened? Like, why you're looking so stressed?" I said, "Mom, I don't see myself as a CPA. I don't see myself doing people's works. It's very boring for me. So I don't know what to do." She said, "Forget it. Don't go for if you don't want to pursue it, stop it. Let's go to Hawaii. We are going next week, and we don't want to stress you. And after that, think about it, chill, think about it, and then come and see what you think. And then you should be dead on like what you want to do." And he was so happy. And then he did his master's, and now he's for the last few years he's in entertainment industry, a senior manager. He's in Deloitte right now, so he's happy. So it's basically whatever he wants to do. Same thing with my second son. He looking at him, and he said, I asked him a few years back, I said, "What do you want to do?" And we were giving him some ideas, and a very brilliant kid. So, okay, become a doctor. As usual, a lot of us think that way. And he said, "Okay, fine." And we went to India, in Manipal, saw, and all of us got him admitted there. And then he says, once he comes back, he said, "No, I don't want to be a doctor." I said, "So what do you want to be?" "I want to go into psychology." I said, "Okay, fine." He went to UC Riverside. He did his major in psychology, and slowly now he's a budding rapper of all the things.
Wow.
And that also do it like not Indian rapper. He's launched his few songs, and I said, "Okay, if that gives you happiness, do it."
And this country allows you to do that, which is why I love this place, right? I mean, it allows you that freedom, and you can succeed.
Right.
compared to other places in the world, which is very difficult, right? But
Manmohan,
congratulations.
is he on Twitch?
Too awesome. Hopefully, we'll listen to him on one of these shows. You'll introduce us to introduce him to us, and
sure.
we'll listen to some rap music and entertainment from your son in Dubai. So that's pretty good. Congratulations.
Introduce him to Mo.
Hey, Manmohan, is he on Twitch?
Sorry?
Is he on Twitch?
Twitch? No, I don't know about that.
Okay, then I'll find it.
Platforms.
Cool.
Excellent. Our third author here, Zina, tell us about your book.
Okay, so my book is Sculpt and Shape the Pilates Way. It was published in 2015 by Random House Penguin Global. And how it happened was my co-author, Yasmin Karachiwala, is a Bollywood celebrity trainer to the stars. And we've known each other for about 15 years. We became good friends when she came to the United States to get her Pilates certification.
It was major.
Oh, that's a weird noise, sorry. And so she was offered the contract, but she's not a very good writer. And so we decided to collaborate on it because I always had an idea for a book that I wanted to publish. And so it was a very interesting process because she's in Mumbai and I'm here in California. So we would, I'd write some chapters, she would write some stuff, edit some stuff, and then we would get on calls that were, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. or something like that. And then talk and then turn it into the publisher. So we had a very active publisher working with us that was giving us feedback and notes. And then the fun part about the cover shot is that she came to California and we went shopping together during the process of when we were writing the book. She actually was in California in Sacramento, and I flew up to Sacramento to write in person with her for a weekend. And she had gone shopping and she bought this outfit. And then she got back to India and they said, okay, we need you guys in matching outfits. So I ran to the same store and bought myself the same matching outfit. And we both took pictures with different photographers, different parts of the world, and then they edited it together. So that was kind of cool how that came about. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with the statement that a book is really a calling card and a credibility piece more than anything else. It's definitely not a moneymaker. I don't think I'll probably go writing another book anytime soon because I have so many other initiatives that, in my opinion, are more important right now. But it was an incredible experience. I got to go to India and launch the book and in Mumbai with Katrina Kaif and Ali Abad and Deepika and a couple other celebrities were there for the launch party. So that was really fun. I got to train them. I've trained them when they come to California. So yeah, it's a credibility calling card, at the end of the day. And it was a really fun experience to co-author with a friend of mine and have that relationship and to write a book from 6,000 miles apart.
And yours is also available on Kindle.
Yeah, it is. Kindle, awesome. Amazon, and then I have a website too that we sell them off of. But it was published 4 years ago. Again, I use it more as a calling card than trying to sell books. But the concept of the book is that I have always been interested in Pilates, or Pilates is my background as an instructor, but I've transitioned to posture therapy. So what it does is it takes the Pilates principles, which I know very well because I've taught it for 18 years. And adapts the methodology to postural deviations that we have in today's society. Because when Pilates was designed in the 1920s and 30s, it did not take into account the way that our bodies are now. So it's a very practical manual. It teaches you how to assess your posture, and then it actually gives you Pilates exercises for your particular postural deviation. So it's a very practical book.
Brilliant. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Are you writing anything new on this? Anything new?
No, I mean, I have my corporate wellness programs that are far more, I think, relevant to these days, online therapy and things like that. So that's sort of my focus. And, I'm a mom and right now I'm homeschooling. So writing is not really in the cards right now. I do blog writing, like I believe one of the two authors mentioned. So I write on Thrive Global, which is actually Ariana Huffington's, I think Gunjan mentioned this, that he used to write for Huffington Post. So then she left Huffington Post to open up a new website called Thrive Global. So I'm one of the authors on Thrive Global. I write on Quora a lot. I'll answer questions on Quora. And then I have my own blog. So that's the writing I'm doing right now.
Brilliant. Awesome. Anybody else? I know Mo, you want to very quickly tell us about your book coming out? Thank you very much for that, Zena. It was very nice. Thank you for sharing it.
And Zena, please share your blog with us.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Hey Mo, you have any Mo? Tell us about your very quickly about your book coming up, and then what we are planning to do. What I was planning to do is remember we are going to have a Dolak session with Balaji that's going to be our last session. But Balaji, hang in there. I know you're getting ready. I know you're all set up. Give us about 10 more minutes before we get there. Okay. Mo is going to tell us about his book. And then what I want to do is very quickly go around the table, guys. Tell us what your 5 best books are, okay? So please do that regularly. You know, I just want to get what sort of books you're reading. So Mo, tell us about your book, man. What's coming out? When is it coming out? And what are you reading at? What are you writing about?
As I told you, my book, you know, first of all, it's very inspiring to hear how many creative people we have in our community here at TiE SoCal.
I agree.
So that's number one. It's really inspiring to hear how people are, you know, publishing books and making a difference. I'm actually a first-time author, but my book is not published yet. So there's not a whole lot to say about it other than stay tuned. And once it's released, which will be within the next 3 to 4 months, I'll definitely touch base and share more about it.
What is it called?
Well, it's a book about self-expression. It's a book in the personal development space. It's called Being Colorful, and what it is, it's about the idea of being who you are in your most original way. So I'm an avid reader. I read nonfiction. I'm not really a big fiction guy, so my writing style is very practical, and it's a blend of the different schools of thought that I have learned about and kind of putting them in my own way that I believe will help people with their journey in life and in business. So, you know, I'm excited about it, but I definitely will share more about it once it's officially out there.
Awesome. Hopefully we can have a book reading party together, book party.
I would love that.
By the time we'll be out of this COVID thing and we'll have all 4 of you guys back and we'll see the books, you know, in person, and hopefully I can get a signed cover. I love signed books, right? So hopefully I can do that. So we are looking forward to it. So keep us posted, Mo. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to start. I have a pile of books out here. What are my favorite books? I like books. I have a whole bunch. I'm reading a book online called Skinny Sketchy Pants on Lululemon. It's a story. I like reading about companies, how they are formed, about their founders. I just finished reading Benny Hoff's book about Salesforce, right? So I like that. But I'm also a variety kind of a guy. I like different kind of books. When I went to India last time, I picked up this book, which I love, The Indigo Story, which is always there. I love that. An inspiring book. I sometimes like an inspiring book. So this is something that the person who changed my life. So once in a while, I read that. A book I would recommend to everybody is Delivering Happiness it's the Zappo Story by Tony Hsieh. If you guys want to take a good book, a good weekend book. I'm also a management rat. I love commercialization, right? I like learning. So a book that's always next to me is The Goal by Eliyahu Goldratt. It's an old book. It's a classic, and I learn a lot from it. The last 2,
Ravi, which was the last one that you said? I didn't get that.
Goldratt, The Goal. I have 3 copies of this, man. I use it so much. So I'll give you a copy if you're looking at The Goal.
Okay, thank you.
The Goal, Eliyahu Goldratt. This is the 20th edition. I think this is from old time, man. But yeah.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Yeah. One book that I really like. So I found this. I'm not a sales guy, right? I have an engineering and a management in an automotive company. So when I left and started my own company, I fell in love with this book called The Challenger's Sale. Guys, read this. If you want to learn how to be a contextual salesperson, I think this is brilliant. So The Challenger's Sale, I read this all the time. You know, if I'm hanging around here, one of these books is with me. Last one. I don't think you'll find these things. This is called, so part of my life when I was growing up. My father spent 15 years in Africa after a long term in India, right? And he got together with the former president of Nigeria, and they wrote a book together called Leadership for Africa. My father passed away. General Obasanjo is still there, and that's a book that's always on my table. Lots of books. I like books. Anil, tell us about. Go ahead.
Sorry, Ravi, what was the last book you Challenger?
The Challenger Sale. The Challenger Sale. I'll send you the name. I'll put the name on the thing. It's called the Challenger Sale. It tells you how to contextually sell to people. It's just something I like reading about. It's techniques for selling, which is very good. I have a whole bunch of books on cars too. I'm a car guy. I have encyclopedia on cars. So anyway. Hey, Anil, what are your favorite books, man? I can tell you about books for a long time. Thank you before you say that, Anshuman, thank you for inspiring this early in the morning, man. This is a great topic, by the way. We can talk for hours on this.
Thank you.
Sorry, Anil, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's almost time is up. Let's get Balaji in a groove.
Okay, it's okay. Let's just go around the table. Balaji is waiting. Don't worry about it. Balaji. Please excuse us. Let us get the books from a list of books from other people. Anybody else wants to talk about their books, their favorite books?
Yeah.
So Anil, what are your favorite books? You didn't tell us.
I like Peter Drucker books.
Peter Drucker books, absolutely.
Peter Drucker strategy. Okay.
Dhaval.
I have my favorite books are the classics like Rich Dad Poor Dad or How to Win Friends and Influence Others. There are like E-Myth, Good to Great, all of those, 7 Habits. Those are probably my favorites. And if we go on the novel side, it's probably like The Great Expectations or The Great Gatsby, things like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a chance, Deval, to attend Michael Gerber's 75th birthday party in Irvine. The author of this was about 4 years ago at the Eureka Center. Definitely one of my favorite books as well.
That's awesome.
Anisha, tell us about your favorite books. Do you have any? What are your favorites? What do you like reading?
No, in all honesty, reading hasn't been a habit that I need to have that be more of a habit. As of right now, I don't really have any favorites. I should though, but listening to you all, now I have some, right?
Hey, awesome books. Read about cars, the great American dream machines, cars, right? So
really?
It's all about cars.
Recommend this.
Pankaj, any ideas? Any good books?
Covered most of them. The only one I would add to it is the 4-Hour Work Week.
Yes.
4-Hour Work Week. Okay.
Good one.
That won't work.
It doesn't exist.
No, but the information in that book is really useful. Tim Ferriss did a really good job putting it together. It's basically a research book. Can't expect the lifestyle, but the information is priceless.
That's great.
I recommend this book to everybody. It is classic, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's The Wit and Wisdom of Benjamin Franklin. So it has a lot of insights. It has a lot of short little gems that Benjamin Franklin wrote in many cases for himself, much like the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, how that book is essentially notes that Marcus Aurelius wrote for himself, which is another one of my favorites. But, for example, many of these sayings we've all heard before, but it's really good to listen to them and remind us of them again. So I really think that, especially business people, there's a lot of things in here for business. One of the things I read the other day that kind of was interesting to me was he was saying, if you're not managing the people in your business, what you're doing is you're leaving your purse open. Now, that's a rather extreme approach, but Benjamin Franklin was not a dumb guy. So I highly recommend, if you guys have not read it, The Wit and Wisdom of Benjamin Franklin.
Hey, send us a message on that. Put it on our chat thing, and I'll distribute it to everybody. Okay.
Hey, Ravi, I would like to add one more to it. There's a book called No Can Do by Ken Blanchard.
I don't know whether you guys have read this book.
Oh, can do.
Cool. Send us that list. One of the
For
books that I like is, if you guys are just looking to learn about America, look this book up. Chevy Summers and Dairy Queen Nights. It's really, really good. It's all about driving across America. It is absolutely a brilliant book. It's not a management book. It's not a management book. It's a lazy driving book. You know, you just lazily drive and listen, you know, learn about Dairy Queens in America. And it's such a good book. So anyway, the people I'm missing out here. Neeta, what are your favorite books?
She just mentioned there is an earthquake there.
Neeta
Yeah,
had
there was an earthquake here also. I just felt it in Irvine.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
I
It was a small one though.
I'm promising. My books did not cause an earthquake. I promise.
I would recommend 4.
Go for it, Anshuman.
The first one would be the 48 Laws of Power. That is a good one. It really teaches you how to, progress and, how to work in a business environment.
Say the name again, Anshuman. Sorry, I missed it.
The 48 Laws of Power.
Anshuman, don't tell everyone about that book.
Another one, very good one, is The Art of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shen Tzu.
Oh, that's
Love him.
absolute.
Yeah, that's a great book.
And
that's
also,
someone,
since
yeah.
you're at it, you can also mention The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. Since you want to get all dark, we can might as well talk about that one as well.
And Robin Sharma, he wrote a book, The 5 a.m. Club. It has good information in there.
That's a
Anand, you're online, man. I hope you're not getting an earthquake there. Can you tell us what your books are? Actually, Anand was the guy who started this conversation on talk about best books, talk about best movies, make it interesting. Anand, I hope this is remotely interesting for you. I loved it. So I'm finding so much. So Anand, tell us about your favorite books, man.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ravi. So my top 5 books. First one is, in no particular order, is Dancing Woolly Masters. This book is about quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and the author, he himself is not Gary Zukav. He is not a man of science. He's a writer, but it seems that a few years ago, not few years ago, I guess 40, 50 years ago, there was a seminar or a conference, and he attended it, and then he was so impressed by what was discussed in that seminar that he decided to write the book, and then he has written it in a very non-technical way. And the thing that I like about quantum mechanics and quantum physics is that it draws on a lot of tenets of Hinduism. And in fact, there is another book which is not in my list over here, which should be, is called How Hippies Saved Physics. So that's again how post World War II, US it tried to use physics, or gave a mandate to the universities that all the physics thing has to be product oriented, no research or very less research. And then how these bunch of physicists from UC Berkeley who used to smoke weed and all, and how they call themselves hippies, how they again brought back basic physics. So that's again a good book. Next one is Too Big to Fail. It's by Andrew Ross Sorkin. This book is about the 2008 financial crash, and it details what exactly happened and the players in it. The only thing that I don't like about the book is that he seems to be very biased towards Goldman Sachs and the Treasury Secretary at that time. But then all the while it's a great book. The next one is Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Robert Buck. That's again an excellent book. That book talks about how there is this seagull, and all it wants to do is fly high and at very top speed, and I think come down also at very high speed. And seagulls are not known for that. And how his community, they kind of ostracize him, and but then through sheer determination, he is able to achieve that, and how that helps him kind of achieve nirvana, kind of a thing. So it kind of, it's a slightly philosophical book, but an excellent one. The next one is Freakonomics. I'm sure you all have heard about that, by Stephen Levitt. And there is one more author. I don't remember his name right now. Stephen Levitt, and I forget him. And the last book is, I'm not too proud about this book, but then I remember that of all the fiction books that I have written, that I have read, this one I could not put it down. But then after reading this book, I felt extremely hollow. I said, oh, I wasted so much time. But at the same time, it was such a page turner, I could not put it down. And that book is Da Vinci Code. So I'm not too proud about it, but at the same time, it was an absolute page turner, I could not put it down.
Nuclear
so
physics,
these are the 5,
man.
6 books.
Anand, you never cease to surprise me, man, with your book. That's fantastic list. From nuclear physics to the Da Vinci Code. I'm trying to find out. This is fantastic. List them all on the chat page.
If you're
it's a
interested
beautiful
in physics,
list.
Anand, if you're interested in physics, have you read Stephen Hawking? He's a great author too.
Yes, I have read. Yes. The thing is that I tried to read 2 or 3 of his books. I went through few chapters, and then after that something else came up, and then I had to put it down. But then yes, theory. I forget the names of the books now. There are 2 books which I started, but yes, he's again an extremely good author, and the kind of mind that he is, and the kind of physics that he knows, he simplifies the stuff so well that you don't necessarily have to be a physicist to understand what he's talking about.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of his writing. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
No, I read Brief History of Time, I think in college or after college, but I was still relatively young, and it was fantastic, a great experience. So highly recommend him if anyone gets a chance.
Hey, we are going to come to Balaji next, okay? But before that, Mr. Manmohan, what are your favorite books? Tell us a little bit about.
I'm an avid reader. Like, I don't read books as such, but I just my daily thing. I read blogs, and I try to keep myself updated every day as per what's going on and all this stuff. But few books I have right now with the COVID, we've been we as a family, we are going more into spiritual books. So every day we are we are doing Bhagavad Gita, or right here, my friend gave me this, so doing that.
Wow.
So going back to our roots, basics. But I recently, and think about it, the things I had put this in one of our group threads. I brought my 93 years old father-in-law from India last June because he was alone. Good thing he's here now. We are not worried that what he would be doing over there, if he was alone there. All of a sudden, he surprised us mostly. I gave him, as soon as he came here, I gave him Bhagavad Gita to read. And he had never, he's a religious person. Right now also he's praying there. But he had never gone through those, our scriptures. So when he read that, I gave him another book which I had brought and I read. This one. It's called What Young India Wants by Chetan Bhagat. It's one of his earliest books. I picked up from the airport. So I gave him this. He read that. Then I gave him this, my friend's book, Up and Down, which is a story about Aam Aadmi Party in Down. Mayank Gandhi is a friend of mine from Bombay. He's an activist. He was one of the first people who with Anna Hazare and with Kejriwal, they had started the movement India Against Corruption, IAC, which turned to a political party later. And even he was thrown out of the party when he saw that things are not going right. So and then all of a sudden he says, can you get me Upanishads? So I downloaded Upanishads for my father-in-law, and he has read it twice, and now I'm going through that. Wow. So it's something very different. Yeah. But I'm not as knowledgeable as you, like in physics and quantum physics and all that. I'm just a late person, but I'm going through that journey now, being like going a little bit in senior age.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Hey, very nice collection. Love to hear more about the ARP book. I'm going to take a look at that.
I would like to, Ravi, with your permission, I would like to say a joke.
Bolo. Bolo.
American society, right?
Colorful, not too colorful, Anshuman bhai.
Not too colorful. So American society, there are few girls and boys hanging around, and somebody, a more serious kind of a guy came in and, just out of curiosity said, "Have you read Shakespeare?" And everybody in the crowd says, "Who wrote it?"
Shuman bhai, bouncer say googly, you just threw a googly at us, man. I'm telling you. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Good one. Good one. Wow. Bala, hey, I'm assuming Neeta is still under the table looking for earthquake, saving herself from earthquakes, right? Is she still there? Okay, earthquake. I'm assuming that. Balaji, what are your favorite books? And now, sorry, thank you so much for staying up with us. We're looking forward to your Dolak. Microphone. You're on mute. Microphone.
Anil, you can unmute him.
There you go. I unmuted it.
In the past, I used to read a lot of sales and management oriented books, but off late, I think I told you last time, I'm very much into Chinmaya mission and spiritual. I'm reading a lot of Upanishads. In fact, Swamiji conducts Upanishads every month, like Katha Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, and all those things. I'm reading that. And this is another book which I recently bought, Yoga, Therapy, Ayurveda, and Western Medicine. So this combination of East and West. So because I also do every day some yoga, some meditation, whatever. So I'm into those things, right? Currently, not in sales oriented. I used to read all those books before.
Very good. Very good.
So then I'm also learning Rudram. So there's Vedic chantings. So I'm into that currently.
Yeah, we are trying to learn a lot of Indian philosophy stuff. That's, yeah, absolutely. Very rich philosophy, by the way. Incredible. Awesome. Tell us, first of all, tell me the difference between a tabla and a dolak, and then play the dolak.
Okay, dolak looks like this.
Okay, got it. And the tabla is obviously the
tabla. I had tabla also, but somebody borrowed it, so I don't have it right now. So since nobody is singing, so I think this is the end of meeting, I guess.
Yes. So yeah, after your thing, we'll end. So it's not the end of the meeting. We are looking forward to your recital before we say goodbye. So please.
So maybe with all the things going on in COVID and other things, maybe I will sing a small bhajan, not long, maybe 2 minutes, and I will also play this dolak. Is that okay?
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. So. Ananda Narayana.
Hey, Balaji, we can't hear you, man. Awesome. Thank you. That was very good. That's
Good
very, very
job,
nice,
Balaji.
Balaji. That's very, very nice. See, Balaji, you're pretty darn good, man. I'm telling you. We are all, I mean, this is such a talented community. I'm so humbled
you,
by
Balaji.
knowing of all you guys.
Good
So thank
job.
you. I know I kind of twisted your arm, but see,
No,
it's fantastic.
that's okay. That's okay.
So thank you for doing that. That's really.
No, I just wanted to do that. I think let's end up with a small bhajan. I think.
Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect.
Go to Chinmaya Mission, and you will be able to see Balaji going all out there.
Nice, nice.
Great
nice.
job, Balaji.
Awesome. Very good
Thank
job.
you.
Hey, Neeta, I heard you guys had an earthquake.
Yes.
What happened?
Shaking.
Uh-oh. Everything okay?
It's near Loma Linda. Yes, I got scared.
What was it? A 5, 6, or?
4.6 from it. It
Yeah.
started in Anza. It hit all the way to San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah. I felt it here in Irvine.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. That's all we need, man. COVID and an earthquake. Now that will be the confusion, right? Do you stay inside the house or outside the house? You know, hey. Ask the people.
Everybody go outside, but stay 6 feet away from each other.
Hey, that said, it has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming. We are looking forward to seeing you Monday, 6 o'clock. Remember, mark it down, okay? Please come, join us. If you guys enjoyed it, join us. Give us a like on Facebook. I think we have a Facebook Live channel. Give us a like and stay safe, stay well.